Hi, friends. Happy Friday, April 5th, 2019. I hope everybody is having a good day so far and you woke up with like purpose. I just wanted to come on today just to kind of talk a little bit about me and maybe encourage you a little bit. As I've said before, in 2016, I started selling on Poshmark. My husband is a reseller and he has been for a long time, and he motivated me and he encouraged me, and he was my true inspiration because I liked his hustle. I liked the fact that he'd get up in the morning and then go to the Goodwill. He had like a purpose. He would get his items, he'd come home, he'd list them, he would be out there taking pictures, in addition to doing other things like going to the flea market on the weekend. And he's since kind of built that up and turned his business into a licensed and insured clean out business where he can go find estate sales and different things like that. Um, and that encouraged me. But when I started selling on Poshmark, I was a supervisor lunch lady, and I had a pension, a really good job with benefits. I liked it. I was off all holidays and I was off in the summer. So I really only sold literally as a straight up hobby. I never sourced anything that my husband brought home is what I used to sell. My prices were low and all I cared about was just doing something with him, going out sourcing and having a good time and spending more time with him because he's retired and he's been home for a while. And that made me feel good to be able to do something with him that kept us connected. And the reason that I'm here today is because I was just reflecting that it literally has been a year that I made the decision to become full time. I was stressed at my job. I was almost 49 years old, and I knew that there was something different that I wanted to do. I've had businesses in the past. My crochet design business has really been phenomenal. I made a lot of money, but my hands with carpal tunnel and all, it just became too much. I still do it as a hobby. I still make everyone's hats and things for the winter, but I had to tone it down because it was getting faster than me, and I didn't want to take it any further. So I sat down one day and like kind of played with some numbers and looked at some different places. And when I decided to become full time, my focus really was on eBay because that's what my husband was doing. He wasn't doing Poshmark, he was doing eBay. And so I decided to dedicate myself to becoming full time. So what I did was I went to my husband and I said, I'm interested in reselling full time. Would that be a problem? Would you have a problem with that? If I can continue to contribute the same amount of money that I do to the household, would that be a problem? And he said absolutely not, that he had been waiting for me to decide what I wanted to do because he knew I was tired of my job and he knew that I wanted to do other things. And so that was April of 2018. And I was still working. Mind you, I told you I was a lunch lady. So what I did was I would go to work in the morning and then I would come home. I literally dropped everything. I stopped working out. I stopped like hanging out with friends and went 100% with the business. I would get home, be home by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I would start working my business from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and some days not going to sleep until 1 in the morning, having to get up at 6 o'clock to be in the cafeteria for breakfast or to be there when my coworkers arrive because of course I was the supervisor for deliveries and different things like that. And then I would go to work, come home, and that's all I did. And I made it once from April to June. I started making money and I knew there was potential. June, when the last day of school came, I went full force because again, summer's off. I went full force building the business. I started sourcing on my own, being particular about the items that I found, selling really on eBay and still keeping Poshmark to the side. And literally by the end of June, I decided to go full force with Poshmark. And Poshmark, once I decided, I started making more money. Plus, I like the boutique feel. eBay, I like it, but it was something that struck a chord with me with Poshmark. I did both and I continued to do both. And I was able to start savings account, putting money aside and reaching the goals that I had. So I had a specific goal to actually not go back to work. I didn't want to walk back into the high school that I worked in ever again unless it was just to meet with, former coworkers for lunch or something. So I worked from June all the whole month of July. I just kicked butt. By August 17th was the day that I turned in my letter of resignation. And literally, I was due to start back work 2 days later. So I sent in my letter of resignation August 17th, 2018, and I have not looked back. And it has been the greatest decision that I've ever made. I went full force with Poshmark. I built Poshmark, starting to make more money than eBay. I made a decision in October to close my eBay stores. I worked them until December, and I closed both of my stores in December because I was making more money on Poshmark, but the fees with eBay were a little bit more than I wanted to handle. And plus, again, I like the feel of the boutique, just the sharing and the community that Poshmark allowed. Okay, so fast forward to January, I started making videos. I am an introvert, basically. I'm an extroverted introvert. An extroverted introvert, from what I understand, is a person who does have to go out into the world and socialize. I had to do that because I had a staff. I had to speak and do all those things. I used to do all kinds of businesses. I've had to do all kinds of things, but I prefer the comfort of home, the comfort of me, the comfort of my space. I love people, but being home was really what I wanted to do. But in the interim, I gained weight because I gave everything to the business. I stopped working out. I stopped walking. I stopped eating right because I slept, ate, and dedicated everything to the business. And it's been well worth it. I have not been stressed. Believe me, I have days where I don't make sales and things like that, but it's on me to make a decision. I don't have to go in and answer to anyone. And this is not against anyone who has a job. I'm older. I was at a place, I've been working for a long time. I've raised my children. I've taken care of my family, and it's time for me to do something that I want to do. So that's not to take away from anyone who's working full time, who has a career or anything like that. I just wanted to share. I started making videos, and it's been a wonderful thing for me. It really just started off as like a video journal, and then I started putting them on YouTube and then transferring to IGTV, and it's just, the community has just been growing for me. And I just want to tell you guys, if you want to do something, you can do it. If your business is not growing, sit back and evaluate. I say that all the time. Don't blame other people. And after a certain point, after you've asked a lot of questions, after you've asked the community, what can I do for my business? Start acting on some of that information that's provided. Sit back and take the information, digest it, and start applying it to your business. Take a little bit from everyone else. I say that all the time. It's like putting names in a bowl and pulling out the name and taking that and applying that to your business. I do the same thing. I still watch videos. I still love YouTubers, and I find a lot of information every single day. Not everyone does what I'm interested in. Not everyone has the same motivation, but I take a little bit from everyone. And I've created my own brand, basically. I resell, but it has morphed into some other things where I've loved this community. I've been offered to come and speak. People contact me every day and they ask me for advice. That was not my intention, but it has actually geared me to work harder and work smarter. So I implore you today to just basically, if you're stuck, sit back and evaluate. You might have to make some changes, okay? Because you know the definition of insanity, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. If you don't change something, nothing's going to change. So if you want to grow your business and you want it to be strong, start now, regardless of what platform you're on, because the platforms are changing. They're getting saturated. So you're going to have to think of some other things to do. Okay. So after I say all that, I just really want to just kind of, do that and be inspirational and show you that you can commit. If you commit, this belly that I have is commitment. And I just started working out again, doing yoga and doing some things, and I'm starting to lose the weight. But it was worth the weight gain. It was worth it for the commitment in the building of my business, and it's growing every single day. And if you need some help, contact me. I appreciate everyone. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for indulging me. I care about you. And if you don't have anyone to talk to, send me DMs. Believe me, I answer everybody's DMs every single day. These shirts are available on my website. I have mugs, tank tops, all kinds of stuff. Check out the website. Hit me up. I'm here if you need somebody to talk to. I thank you for indulging me. Again, take care. Peace.